Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, and it's Shorto here. Today, I'm going to talk about how to use your uh, currencies that have caps nowadays. A lot of new currencies that are made, CG likes throwing a cap on them, a max cap. You can't go above this. If you do, you'll lose it. It is a sad, sad concept. So I'm sure a lot of players disagree with this. I don't see a lot of talk about it, but what can you do? You know, their game, their choice. However, it is a stupid take away the player's choice in this game. So what if we hoard? So what if we, work on one character a month? That's our choice. Let us make that choice. One character a week. Let us make that choice. CG, take away these caps. They deserve to be gotten rid of. But that's my personal opinion. But again, going back to it though, I'm going to talk about ways to kind of prevent yourself from going over those caps, because it can be frustrating. You're like, oh no, I forgot to use them, or this and that. I'm going to show some ways to utilize them so you don't actually max them out for the most part. The currencies I'm going to talk about are the Raid 123 tokens, the Get 3 tokens. I am not going to talk about the data caches, just because there'll be something else I'll talk about with the Get 3, but the data cache or the data credits that you use to work on Datacrons, I feel like that eventually even a player that's not investing in Datacrons will max that out because of all the free data caches you get. So I'm sorry, again, it's sad. CG just needs to remove them. It would make the game a little more fun and friendly. But let's get into it. So first and foremost, I actually use... So when I first get mine, I usually am getting like 16, I think it's around 16,000, not counting the personal ones, because I tend to use that amount up by the time I get to 16. But when the raid ends, I get about 16,000. There's only a 30,000 cap limit. So if you don't use them, the next time you're going to lose quite a bit. And then going on over and over, you're just going to keep losing those currencies if you do not use them. I would recommend using them to the best ability that you can. So first and foremost, always with the Raid 1 tokens, always get the credits. The credits, the shipbuilding material, or the ship credits I like to call them, and the mod pieces. You want any of these well, unless you have the ones that I have some that are maxed at level, or that I have 1,000 of, I don't bother with those. I always try to get the ones that I don't have a bunch of. That way, I can utilize them for bettering my mods. That's always a thing. That'd be another thing down the road talking about. But yeah, a lot of the gear pieces, some of them because of challenges, I actually get more than 1,000. So eventually, over time, I go in to the scavenger and break them down into the relic salvage material. But until then, I like to keep a lot of these at relic 3. I mean around 300, not relic 3. Sorry, 300 amount. That way, when I get a new character, even an old character, I want to try to take them up as far as I can. Usually the old classic legacy characters I can take up straight because they don't have a Chirotech crunch, aside from the one in the Gear 12 finisher piece. I can just take them straight there, boom, done, out of the way. But for the most part, a lot of characters still need a lot of these pieces. I like to keep them around 300. Certain ones that are needed the most, like Carbantes, it's around double that. Plus, I like farming these ones. Like, for example, this piece here, if I wanted to, I could go break it down, combine a bunch of them, turn them into the scavenger to get the best reward. It is a very popular relic salvage conversion. You get the Mark III, the actual full piece, convert them over, and you get the best bang for your buck on exchange. But yeah, a lot of these, again, aside from the ones in 1,000, are usually the challenges. I still try to build them up around 300 so that I can take some characters. Because I at least take relic or any new marquee character to gear at level 50, and it takes up those characters up to a certain gear level. That way I can use it for mod storage, as I'm sure a lot of people are starting to do nowadays. This way, I have some some materials, so I'm not looking for it. I'm not going, oh, I gotta go farm this, I've gotta go farm that. It's so annoying to do that. So I'm always doing that. Now I will say it sucks that we can't use it for this, for the shard shop currency. Exchange into the shard shop currency, and then boom, we got ourselves some more material to farm. Datacrons! Yay! Anyways, so going on to Raid 2 tokens. Also, I wouldn't mind at least them allowing us to have the raid characters farmable down there, because then we can actually get kind of equate the amount that we used to get. And we don't get that amount anymore. Kind of sad. But anyways, going back to raid. So Raid 2 tokens really is whatever I need. Anything. I don't get the relic salvages because I still have in the thousands. I kind of try to keep in the thousands the best I can. Like I'll even burn regular energy to build up those white currencies or gear pieces just so I can exchange them. So I like to try to keep 1,000 as best I can, because I'm even seeing whales running out of this stuff. But gear pieces is usually, if I need something, boom, I go for it. If I'm working on a specific character and it needs certain pieces, it's usually any time that pays out, whatever character I'm trying to gear up, I look through. Sometimes I'll refresh a few times with crystals just to get those gear pieces so that I can take them to relic a little faster. And it helps bring my roster up better because I'm getting certain characters to relic, and relic is one of the king areas you want characters to be, aside from Zetas, Omicrons, etc. So that is definitely a worthwhile investment for the get to. I'm always just going after the stuff that I need. If I have like 200 something, I don't even touch it. So always, always, always. Now, get 3 or raid 3 tokens. I'm used to saying get 3. Raid 3 tokens I'm always using for the Zimbittles and pulse detectors. And if I have a character I'm working on to take to Relic 9, like I took Darth Revan as my latest to Relic 9. I don't plan on taking any others to Relic 9 right now because it's expensive. I don't exchange gear to that, which I could. I could use the Get 2 currency to do that. I'm actually, for the Garuda keypads, this is where I'm getting them. Like once a week, or it takes me about a month to save up all the Garuda pads, and then any extra currency I throw into the Zimbittles, because I'm always needing Relic 7 characters. So I'm trying to keep Relic 7 material on hand. And then eventually, every time I'm going to work on Relic 8, sometimes I try to top off my Electrum conductors just to get those Relic 6 characters, or Relic 5, whichever ones I go to, or they start appearing. But again, I'm trying to keep them. So this one I'd never have a problem with maxing out. I get them, they're gone within the first 3 days. Maybe 5 if I'm really not paying attention. But usually this is where I go to get my daily store currency or store claiming. Now let's go to Get 3. Get 3 I only use for 2 things. I could use them for Garuda pads. I tend not to. Or any other relic salvage here. I could, but I tend not to. I tend to maximize micro attenuators to reroll stats on mods. That is why I have such a good mod score, such good mods. If you've seen my mods, like my Wampa, stuff like that, Darth Revan, I actually have really, really good mods. If you want to look over my account, message me in the comments below. Unless you know me on Discord, I'll give you my ally code to check them out. Also, I obviously go for Chirotex. This is one of my Chirotex things. I probably kind of half and half. Like where I'm at right now with the 1575, the rest is going to go to micro attenuators. Unless I'm really that close to a gear piece, I need to use it to go, use it for a territory war, territory battle I want to use for either offense or defense. I'll do that. Most of the times it's going for attenuators just to better my mods. Plain and simple. I have certain goals on each character to get them certain speed, certain tenacity, potency, health, protection, etc. This is how I'm doing it. So, something to keep in mind going forward. Now, finally, so Datacrons, obviously, I'm not going to talk too much about them because, like I said before, this currency is just a pain in the rear. The amount is too low. People are maxing it out. Even people that don't use Datacrons. They're going to max it out over, I don't know how many months or years. They're going to. Mainly because you get a bunch of free stuff over time between territory wars, whatever other areas, territory battles, raids, or whatever currencies you get, or rewards you get, data caches are there. You get that free one, free monthly, which I think that's where, because you get like at least one free a month. If you get the calendar, the 7-day calendar, you get a certain amount of cash there. So you're going to build up. So I don't bother with this because I've already maxed it out a few times. It sucks. It really does. But what can you do? CG likes controlling us on this area. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I did forget to say that the attenuators do have a cap of 300. I think it goes 15, 25, 40, 75, 100. I think the last one's 150 on how many times you can re-roll. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't got 150 yet. I've gotten up to 100. Haven't spent 100 yet. But yes, this one does have the currency, so just keep in mind as you're getting them, especially from the Jabba the Hutt event, the heist that's level 2 or whatever you have to have Jabba the Hutt for. You get 60 there for 30 for 2 battles. You will cap it out over time if you're not careful. So I tend to, I will save up for a certain roll and then use it. Save it up for a certain roll, then use it. So another thing to keep in mind with the attenuators. And I think that's it. There's not many other things. Oh, there is Conquest, but I never max it out. Like maybe I'll get up to like 600-700, but then I'm always, consuming it on some of these other, characters. All those Jawa stores, I use it on relic materials, gear, you name it. I'm always using it. I save up. Like if I need to get a character relic faster, that's where I'm getting some of the salvage material. The stuff you use to what you get from the Cantina farm. That helps me bolster that up. But I've also used it obviously for characters. I'm so close to Malicos. I could have had him this last conquest, but I kind of cut back because I don't have the Zetas for him. I don't have the Kairos for him or anything. So I decided to put some of it towards Darth Bane, mainly because I do want to eventually get Darth Bane. It's just, I don't do Conquest as much. And the extra resources I put into Conquest usually go for Datacrons. So, but aside from that, let me know in the comments below, what do you use for your currencies that have caps? Let me know in the comments below, what do you use them for? Or what do you use to make sure you don't max them out? I apologize for the wording there. Aside from that, let me know in the comments below. Anything I missed of what to go after, let me know as well. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all those that watch your videos, making you guys have a phenomenal day.